Hello people, this is Power here with the Para-DX Ridewatch from Kamen Rider Zi-O. This came from the December issue of Terebikun, so this got released in November. I'm just covering it now, just to pair something up with Decade, because I don't have the other toys, so yeah, we're covering this now, also because of the fact it comes with the Combo Rising card of Zi-O Decade Armor. As you can see here, there's a picture of Para-DX Perfect Knockout, as this is now his main form. Again, a picture of Para-DX Ridewatch everywhere. There's Zi-O, and this is how to just assemble it all. I'm not sure if I'll actually put a build along with this, because I did film it. I'm just now kind of contemplating if I should put it out, because I haven't done a build in a while, so, or one that I actually edited and such. So let's just get on with it. And I should have just done this. I might just do this in the thumbnail. Okay. Yep. Here's everything that comes with the box. Obviously here's the Gamba Rising card. It's been a while since I actually got a promotion Gamba Rising card that I actually got with the toy. So again, there's the Decade, or Zi-O Decade Armor. I really like how sparkly it is. Terebikun. The Burst. Again, it's just the Zi-O Decade Armor. I believe this is the first Gamba Rising card of Decade, so that's pretty neat. Putting that to the side, here's the Para-DX Ridewatch. You had to build it. I never covered one like this, just because I don't have any other ones. But basically, the building process is just that you have to put this button top in here, and then you have to snap them together, and then you have to put the sticker on here. So, you can't twist this, and this is all one. I will cover the Gashapon sets I actually do have full ones of later. So, it's somewhat lighter than a DX one, definitely, but it still has some heft. Because the way these are basically the campaign ones, all the electronics are on this side. The front is nothing, but unlike the campaign ones, this is just all one piece, so you can't like turn it and such. Unlike the campaign ones, they're like the DX ones, but you can't turn them. On the button is actually pressable, which is what I appreciate with the Terebikun ones, because you can't do this with the Gashapon and Candy Toy ones. But other than that, aesthetic wise, I do really like Para-DX's face. I just feel like it's a bit scrunched up, but the sticker made it look a lot better. Again, if I actually do put out the build video, then I talk about it a lot. I really do like the shade of red. It's just kind of really dull, and I like that because, like, with Ryuki, as you can see, it's just shiny and such, and I really like the texture of it. It's just, you know, it's different, and I like it. It might be weird, but it's just, I really like its difference between the bread. Do I have another bread? I think it's trying to be like Drive, but then I think Drive from Yuki have the same base. But again, I just really like this pale, dull red plastic that they chose for it. QR code is for Bootable Gamba is there, and the track here is 057. As you can tell, it's not translucent like the majority of the Gashapon Candy Toy and DX ones. Again, leading me to believe these are basically just buildable versions of the campaign ones. And as you can see here, there's this random button here right next to the QR code. That's basically the reset button. Obviously, the button here is the activation button, which I still find to be weird. I understand why they had to do that. It's just because of how the Gashapon ones work, but it's just weird. It's like for the, I keep making this comparison because it's pretty obvious. It's like for the Gashats, you have to like hold them like this. it's not great. So I'm talking too long about this. So just pull the pull tab. The speakers are down here. The speaker's here, but it's down here. So we'll say Ridewatch. Obviously, you can't press the button, and it's actually pretty difficult to press. I guess I like that, but again, we're going to press the button here. I should have just reset it, but so we get the Para-DX announcement. So obviously, because the soundboard's a bit cheaper, you don't have the ticking sound, so it just cuts straight to the rider. And then with the Gashpon and Candy Toy ones that don't make these like the campaign ones, these ones actually do cycle through the transformation sound and finisher. And it resetted. So I think that's just there just to make up the fact that, spoilers, you can't do the rider time. So I think that's why they added it there. And then last but not least, the finisher. So that's basically it. You can't actually set this in like so. You actually have to get it ready for the Jiku driver and such. So I would do that when we get to that. But yeah, that's basically how the Gashpon Candy Toy ones work. And this one is not in that vein, as I'll explain later, but let's just get the Jiku driver. Here you have the Jiku driver. So, you can't just insert it in. You have to hold down the activation button. So you will know that you're in the Jiku driver mode when it says Jiku driver. And obviously we just set it in like normal. So like build, he has red and blue, but instead of red and blue, it's blue and red. So obviously Para-DX actually has its own screen, which is pretty nice. So it's Para-DX, and it goes parallels between blue and red instead of the red and blue from Build. So I really appreciate that. I really like Para-DX's transformation theme, or his jingle. Just like with Grease, where his isn't original, Para-DX's is really passable for me because his actually does sound like something that would have came from like these. So yeah. So we do the finish or the time break as normal. It's just that obviously we can't press this button, so we just press this. So obviously, because he's an X-Aid rider, he does critical time break. So, yeah. And just to show that you can't, you don't get anything out of this side unless you do some trickery. So, do the whole process again. You can't do it after you reset it. So basically, to do this trickery, you have to insert this 3 times, and then you have to time your spinning really well. Yeah, see, I did it per... I did the timing really poorly, but the thing I don't like about Para-DX is though, again, his cuts off, and then like it parallels in a second, but you can't do the critical because this button does not hit this button. Again, another source of trickery, and also because this is an axe. I spoiled it. So yeah, because of the fact that the weapons don't work, there's technically a way of doing it. You just, because of the fact the weapons just hold down this button, they won't hit anything here. So, it literally just hold this down, and like you just kind of have to wait until the rider announcement does its thing, which is how the show does it anyway. Obviously, that would be it, but just to show off, we got the Decade Ridewatch. If I can actually insert it. Just like Grease, it will just say X8 despite having a different track. So yeah, that's basically it for this mini set. Basically, it's just for the Para-DX Ridewatch, but I actually do think you can't stand it up. I really do like the Para-DX Ridewatch. Just because, like, you know, I like Palette and such, and also just because of the fact Para-DX has his own screen, which is mostly why I got it. But if you don't, you know, if you really only just want the DX stuff, then you don't have to get this. But if you want, if you're like me and want to try to at least get every ride watches that have like a new screen, then yeah, of course, then pick this up. You can get it off of Mandarake for $8 to $12. I think I got mine for $8 or so. And just let it be warned that there's other ones like this, at least 4 more that are like this around. Laser was a Super Terebikun September issue. Cross Magma is a Terebikun January issue. Rear Soldier is under the campaign one, but you build it, so Rear Soldier is a weird one. And then the recent one, Joker, is a June Super Terebikun June issue. And I'll honestly say you should pick these ones up because I think they're the better quality ones of the Gashpon Candy Toy ones, just because of the fact they actually have the sound quality of a DX Ridewatch. So that's why I kind of like these ones more. But again, like, it's pretty cheap, so I think you don't really, like, again, you don't need it, but I don't think it should be something like, you find it for like $4, pick it up. So that's it for this review. Sorry for being too lengthy for a ride watch review, but I just wanted to talk about the differences that most people would probably just like ignore this ride watch, because most people are going to categorize this as a candy toy one, which is, in my opinion, it's incorrect because it's not labeled under V or C. It's technically a DX one. So that's basically it for this review. So this is PowerRider, and I'll leave you people. Bye.